Hi there, everybody. I just wanted to speak a little bit about something that has been formulating for me in the last 3 or 4 hours. So, when we at the moment are faced with feelings of powerlessness, despair, hopelessness, lack of control, uncertainty, grief, loss, sadness, this situation that we're in is a pressure cooker, and it feels as though all of those emotions, feelings are really highlighted. But this actually is a really fabulous opportunity. I know, doesn't it drive you nuts when people say stuff like that? But we're kind of being forced to look at stuff that's always been here. It's always been uncertain. There has always been powerlessness, actually. So we're kind of being forced into that. And the only way is through. So many of us have spent huge swathes of our time, and this isn't a mistake, this is the body's fabulous way of sorting through stuff or looking after us. So many of us have spent huge swathes of time keeping those feelings at bay, haven't got time to deal with them, can't go there now, feels uncomfortable, scared of what might arise, scared we might be overwhelmed, scared of the thoughts and the memories it might take us to. But now, so many of us have this huge amount of time, and there's the additional pressure of, am I going to die? Are people that I love going to die? Will my life return to normal? Am I going to be able to feed myself and my family? So on and so forth. So in actual fact, the reason that we're feeling this way, in a way, can we just put that to one side for a second? Because it's the feelings underneath that's the place that we can start to work from. Because we can't answer any of those questions. We don't know. And so we end up getting into such a pickle because we try and find answers to questions that we can't possibly know. We can't know. All that we can do is deal with what we do know is true right now, and that is the sensations that arise from hopelessness, fear, despair, grieving, sadness, loss. But what so many of us have done, me included, and continue to do, is we turn these things away and we freeze them, we suppress them, we freeze them. Can't go there right now, so we just freeze them, because these things never disappear, they just change shape, so they get frozen. And in the same way that a freezer requires a huge amount of energy to keep things cold, and if you've noticed, if you put something that's got water into a freezer, it contracts. So it hides itself away, it's frozen, it takes a lot of energy to keep that frozen and hidden away. It contracts into itself, so it feels tight, it feels a little bit less free-flowing, it's frozen. So our job, if you like, is when we're having these moments of powerlessness, helplessness, etc., whatever the emotion is that feels tricky, is rather than launching ahead and trying to problem solve, analyse, get to the bottom of, make ourselves better, fix ourselves, slap a positivity plaster on it, rather than doing that, can we instead just take a big deep breath and notice how, when we're thinking those things, how does the body feel? How's the body feeling? Because there's a Zen teacher called Hakuin who says it's the sunshine of our awareness that melts the ice. Human beings are ice, he says, and the Buddha is water. It melts the ice so that we can become water. And water flows through. It's not held on, it's not contracted, it's not tight. Water flows. So the curious thing is that we can't think our way into flowing water. We have to feel our way into flowing water. And we feel our way by having curiosity and examining what's turning up right now. So those feelings of grief and despair, where are they in the body? They might be in the eyes, they might be in the form of tears, they might be in the throat. I get a lot of stuff in my throat, or in the stomach, or in the heart. People get stuff in their buttocks, in their shoulders, all over the body. Some of us don't feel anything at all. We just feel completely we can feel like a rabbit in the headlights, frozen startled. That's a place to start. Noticing that that's how we feel is where it starts. We don't have to feel a whole load of stuff going on. When I have really old stuff turning up, the only thing that I can discern is the fact I feel numb and frozen. That's all that I can't go any further than that. But that's okay, because that's real in this moment. And if we just keep paying attention to where are the edges of that numbness, where does that numbness actually penetrate to? How far into the body does it go? Does it come out of the body? When we bring curiosity to our feelings, whether they're numbness or otherwise, that's all the work that needs to be done, just to bring this curiosity. There can be a tendency to bring this curiosity, oh, well, it definitely goes into, we might say about numbness, or it's definitely in my heart. And then we might notice that we trampoline and go, my heart is frozen, oh my God, it's never going to unfreeze, this is it, it's the end, blah, blah, blah. So it takes practice to realise that we don't have to buy into all of that. We don't have to believe the content of our thoughts. We can come back into the real lived experience of what is going on in our body right now. How does it feel right now? Yes. It feels tight, it feels contracted, it feels frozen. That's true, that is true. Yeah, we can't know what's happening in the future or what that means. Looking for meaning is also a bit hopeless, because we tie ourselves up in knots. This isn't about looking for meaning, analysing, working out. This is about simply shining the sunlight of our own attention onto those places within ourselves that feel frozen or blocked or stuck or difficult. With the caveat that sometimes we just don't go there. If we turn towards something and our body goes, no, this is not right, we can trust that too. And we can know that it's there, we can know that when the time is right, we are going to be able to look at that stuff. But for right now, we need our resources elsewhere. It's not a bad thing, it's just a how it is thing. So I hope that helps.